Yeah.
How are y'all feeling? How's everybody doing? I mean,
despite the circumstances.
no,
as well,
with the circumstances. Period.
Oh,
Sad.
Man,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm here.
We are here. We are here to pay tribute, to pay our respect, to memorialize, to commemorate, to honor the legend, the man, the father, the athlete, Kobe Bryant, 5-time NBA champion, 2-time Finals MVP, 18-time All-Star. How many gold medals did he win? 2?
2.
Yeah,
Two-time Olympic gold medal winner. The list of accolades goes on and on. But we want to start with a rest in peace to Kobe Bryant, Gianna Bryant, to Sarah Chester, Christina Mauser, John Altobelli, Carrie Altobelli, Alyssa Altobelli, and Ara Zobayan. I want to also dedicate this episode to Laker Nation, basketball fans worldwide. Who else worldwide?
Sports fans in general.
Sports fans, period.
Yeah.
I guess.
And their families.
And you know,
and everyone affected by these 9 lives being lost.
yeah, that's what jumped out the most to me. The family aspect in all of this. But we won't start there. If you have not heard by now, tragic and fatal helicopter crash in Calabasas Sunday morning. I think the time reported was 10:30 a.m. Reports of heavy fog. New details are emerging every second that passes. But I'll start with where I was. I was home chilling. Enjoying a peaceful Sunday. I was playing a game of Monopoly. Like, the world was awesome. Everything was great. I might even had a great Saturday.
Yeah.
Like, you know how when you body the Friday-Saturday combo and then you just chill on the Sunday? That's what was going on with me.
Yeah, same.
Wasn't really so excited about the Grammys.
Same.
So that just wasn't where my focus was. I was just home enjoying friends and family, and then somebody blurted out, "Yo, they saying Kobe died." And instantly I just went into refusal to accept that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Even that was intriguing to me, how you just won't accept some shit.
Even as the reports kept coming in, that seemed more and more legit. I was like, nah, TMZ deleted the tweet. See, it was some bullshit.
Right.
Yeah, they said they reporting that Kobe died. I said, who said it? They said baller alert. I said, nope.
No.
Sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
Not rolling with that one. I went through the whole TMZ post and delete.
Mm-hmm. It kind of caught like some relief when that happened. I was like, thank God. Thank God TMZ fucked that up.
Yeah.
And then it came back up maybe 10 minutes later.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, it came back up, and the more details that started to come out, like all of my refusal to accept the situation and what was happening just slowly started going out the window. I first started asking myself, well, why the fuck would... It's the Grammys. He's not going to the Grammys?
Yeah.
Where is he flying to? Then the basketball game was like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Then it was like, oh, who was he with? That was one of my first thoughts.
Yeah.
Who was he with on this helicopter? I was praying that it wasn't his entire family. But the news that we got was didn't do any relieving. This was one of the more tragic events, and it hit me. I was fucked up. I'm fucked up now.
Yeah, still am for sure.
I'm fucked up now. Come on, y'all talk now, damn it.
No, I mean when I got the call, even before I hit all our group chat, I hadn't even seen tweets or anything. I got a call from someone, and when they said, "Did you hear the Kobe news?" Everything in Kobe's life when it came to news related to me has been great news. So I'm thinking, oh, what, he bought the Lakers?
He bought Spotify.
Like, yeah. Like, what amazing thing did Kobe just do? It was like, nah, they're saying he's dead. And I was like, similar to what you saying. Who said it? Like, come on. I'm sick of the internet and their games.
Yeah. Then there's a lot of misinformation that was coming out. I put my phone down, went to the gym, was like, let me just wait for this to unfold a little bit. And it didn't get better.
Yeah. Yeah, I was on East Coast time, so we wake up at fucking 6 a.m. out there, and I opened the blinds, and I was like, wow, it's really shitty outside. It's foggy as fuck. I never see LA like this. Like, of course, I'm the one that comes to LA when it doesn't have the good weather. And didn't think anything of it. And then once more reports came, I was like, what's pretty fucking foggy this morning? Like, I couldn't see out my window of my hotel room. And I wasn't but, 30 minutes from Calabasas, maybe less.
Right.
It was eerie to me. Very recently on this podcast, we were talking about how often we use death machines and pay no mind to them being a death machine. And I think in that same conversation, we spoke about doing something that you've done 10 million times and transitioning in that, and the suddenness in that, the amount of calm that you should be experiencing in doing something that you've done a million times. So this is an older pilot.
Yeah.
He's
someone that's flown with.
Not. Yeah.
I think over 20 years of experience.
Yeah. He's not inexperienced.
Yeah.
I guess those are where most of my questions come in, and is
that's been the hardest part for me.
Yeah,
but when you've done something so many times and you're so experienced, it's foggy up there, but I think I can
I'm
make
sure
it.
he's flown in fog before.
Yeah, I think I know a air pocket or just a way to travel where we can make it successfully. 25 minutes away, 20 minutes away. It wasn't a long trip.
Right.
Yeah. And from my understanding, they've flown with him before. This is a basketball family. All the families that I'm sure have been to this court on that helicopter a million times before. Yeah. So I'm sure it was probably the most routine Sunday ever for them.
Yeah, but that's the part First of all, that's before we even get to it. I have a theory about just Grammy weekend. Okay. Period. It's bad.
You put a lot of
it's bad.
You put a lot of energies, if that's even a word, in the same place.
I never like it.
Yeah.
Something always just shaking happens there. The Whitney death, Chris and Rihanna, muggings, robberies, all the shit that's not reported. Like, nah, it's a big reason I won't go.
Reasonable.
I'm just afraid of all of that. But so they say that, and this was a witness that came out and said the helicopter was flying so low that his house was shaking. So he's on record saying that he looked up and couldn't see the plane when he could hear it.
Yeah.
To speak to how foggy it was up there, and I just can't imagine traveling, nevertheless flying, without being able to see. I've been driving when the road is too dark and the high beams don't necessarily get it done.
They make it
worse.
Let me
tell you.
Make it much worse.
It is the most. It's one of the more frightening things you'll experience. So I can't imagine doing that in the sky, number one. And number two, LA is mountains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially in that area.
I read that they had just cleared a few mountains by 100 feet. So he may have thought he was in the clear. And when he couldn't see anymore, and they said that he went low when he probably should have gone high. Then he hit a mountain, spiraled, crashed, fire. No survivors immediately. They were able to tell that. No black box on board. Just an iPad. I'm not certain if that has been recovered yet or not. But it's just sad. It's just sad. I had to roll out of bed to get here today.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been crying for 2 days pretty much.
Yeah, you got to turn the TV off.
Yeah.
I walk in and you got this shit on ESPN, and that's the other part about that. Just last week we were complaining about what the drought that ESPN has to cover on the 2 week build up to the Super Bowl. Let me tell you, I'm much rather some Dak Prescott conversations right now.
Yeah.
I'd much rather talk about if Jimmy G can carry the Niners against Mahomes. This is not This just wasn't the news week that I was prepared for.
Yeah, and I mean, what we were talking about off mic before about basketball being so universal to the world and Kobe Bryant arguably being the most popular player in history, you could make a real argument.
Yeah,
and you add that in with one of the more popular sports the world has to offer, not just the United States. Everywhere you go, like, of course, we've had celebrity deaths where maybe they were more in our world, our demographic. You're not walking anywhere without a Kobe Bryant conversation of any walk of life that you could find.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not just like turning off the TV. You walk outside, every single person.
Yeah, his impact was felt. I just had a conversation with the Asian pizza guy, and he was talking to me about Kobe. The Uber driver was talking to me about Kobe. I saw my kid tweeting about how the kids at college was going through it about Kobe. The one thing that just stuck out in my mind was actually a conversation with Maul that I might have referenced recently, just about how, the athletes viewed Kobe.
Yeah.
And the amount of respect they had for him and the pedestal that they put him on, I think that has been on display here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Across all sports, too.
And especially with the current NBA and their age, I can speak to that, too, because I kind of saw Jordan. I didn't really see Jordan. I was there for Kobe the whole way. Like, He means more personally to me because I watched him physically my entire life. So this NBA group right now, yeah, of course they'll love Jordan, but Kobe was the guy that they looked up to every time they turned on the TV when they were growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a fucking 20. He did 20. Actually, I had that same thought process, too, when it came to, because, you just got to think about Mike somehow when you talk about Jordan. They brought him up on ESPN a whole bunch of times. I was there for Mike. I saw Mike, but I was a kid.
Same.
I was a kid watching Mike. So, yeah, Mike was getting busy, but I remember a whole house full of uncles amazed at what Mike was doing to the Blazers. I just remember the whole house being. It was kind of like when Tyson fought Buster Douglas. Like, you was a kid, but you remember your whole house of whoever you was watching that fight. The world stopped. So you didn't really have a good grasp, but you knew what was happening. By the time Kobe came, it was like, let me see. Kobe was 41, right? So Kobe, that was kind of my age group. So when I was in high school, it was a big deal that he was leaving high school to go straight to the NBA. Kobe, I saw in high school. Kobe and Vince Carter were probably the two players that I watched fanatically in high school. And I had an affinity for Kobe because I hated school.
You're trying to go into the league, too?
I hated school, and I kind of wanted to do something else that maybe wasn't traditional. And here was this man being applauded for not being traditional and saying, I hate school too. That's how I internalized it. Right. Of course, I didn't understand the bigger picture there. But so from there, I had a Kobe cape.
Yeah.
And then his first season was kind of rocky and they was calling him whatever they was calling him. I was like, y'all just wait. I still had my cape on. And kind of throughout his career, it was great for me to be able to understand it as an adult. And I wasn't a Laker fan at all. I'm not crying. It's okay.
No, that's cool.
No, everybody turn around.
Well, no, I was gonna jump in because that's me too. Like, I never hated Kobe, but I was always on the opposing side of anything Kobe did.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, like
I didn't get to root for the Lakers.
Yeah, exactly. I never rooted for him because I was always just on the other side. Even when the Sixers finals, I was 12, and we were in Iverson craze. Right. Everyone in my school had the blue Iverson jersey and probably wore it 3 or 4 times a week. Type shit.
Internets.
So
get me the picture a very
Oh, it's on my Instagram.
blue Iverson jersey.
I'll pull it up now. It's on my Instagram.
Send it over. Send it through, buddy.
We'll take a break and I'll show it to you.
And you had a wave cap on.
No, I didn't. I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I did not. It's on my Instagram.
All right, well, I'll Photoshop the wave cap on.
But yeah, even through all that, like you couldn't not love Kobe even when you weren't rooting for him. Like you couldn't watch that TV and be like, man, fuck him.
Yeah, I was a Spurs fan for most of that era, so I yelled at the TV about Kobe for a decade. But I mean, it was because he was fucking killing my team every year.
Listen, he didn't go to college. He was dating Moesha.
Fucking fam.
Listen,
Name a better prom date.
Hey, that sounds funny now. That sounds funny today.
Big deal back
But
then.
that was a big deal back then. I was in high school. I think I got Moesha.
It was a big deal back then for sure.
He was busting ass. Then he was arrogant. He backed it up. Then he fought with Shaq. That's right, Shaq practice, nigga. Right. Just fucking doofy ass to the fucking facility. I just always roll with Kobe, man. And when you hear people speak about his the competitive nature, like I'm loving all these Kobe stories. Let me tell you that I'm not here. I did my crying. I'm here to celebrate life.
Yeah.
Please,
no, I'm with you.
Like,
no, let's Irish wake
We could
this.
easily cry here for 3 hours, but let's.
And if I cry, I cry. But I mean, we're gonna cry telling these great stories because I'm loving them.
Yeah.
The Lou Will story that just took off about
Him taking all the sneakers.
yeah.
I missed that one.
He said, they had just got blown. The Lakers just got blown out by Portland after the game. Kobe took everybody Kobe's.
Said y'all are too soft to wear these.
But y'all are. Yeah. Hey, and that's the thing. Let me say this too while we're here. Let me look at the camera and say it. Because we probably going through this together. When Nipsey died, we was marathon. Marathon is easy. We keep it going. It's a baton. Easy to emulate. Let's do it. We better be careful with this Mamba mentality shit. I almost got low self-esteem for the past 2 days. Hey, I took a sip of soda earlier and was like, Kobe would never drink this nasty grape Welch's.
That's not Mamba mentality.
No, it's
never.
nasty. I'm so not Mamba.
Never.
Y'all better be careful out there. Only one of him.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You can't even like pretend to be that competitive. Even if you tried to emulate it, you would fail.
You can argue all day about the greatest basketball players of all time, but I'm not sure that you can argue a more competitive athlete.
Fuck basketball.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In the history of sports, I'm not sure that we've ever seen someone, at least with the skill level, to back up that competitive mentality.
Mm-hmm. Like, I like Kobe telling Mike, man, you ain't shit.
Yeah.
Bust your ass if you was younger. I like that.
Another great story I saw was what Spike Lee said. He said every time Kobe, we'd see each other, he'd greet me and he'd say, yo, Spike, the Knicks suck.
Relax. They do.
Yeah, it's time to.
The video of the Kobe practice when he let him have it and walked off. Mm-hmm. So I got mine, you broke bastards. Y'all, I got rings and money. Fuck all y'all. I'm out.
Word. Why am I working harder than y'all?
Listen. I love all of that. I think one of my favorite stories in this tragedy that was one that Mike Tirico told about Kobe's final game against the Jazz, the 60-point game.
Yeah.
And he said when Kobe went to the line at the end of the game for the 60, the 2 free throws to his 60, he said, and they were showing the footage, he said on the second free throw when he had 59 and he shot the ball, Gordon Hayward put his foot in the lane.
Before he shot it.
As he shot the ball, he put his foot in the lane and looked at the ref in case he didn't make the free throw because he wanted to give him another shot at 60.
Yeah.
Like, shit like that speaks to that moral statement to me about just how players viewed Kobe. Maul, you speak to it, man. How's this affecting you? You're a Laker fan.
Oh, I mean,
talk to me, man.
I was fucked up. I didn't believe it at first, but then my phone started going off. And
Why don't we believe certain deaths?
They
They said Nipsey was shot in the head, and I was like, nope.
Right.
Yeah, I just didn't.
We was all sitting in that room looking at it.
Yeah,
No.
I guess you don't want to accept it. Like I didn't want to accept that it was true. And then after speaking to a few people, that it started to settle in. And then, like you said, I was just hoping that it wasn't a family trip, that his entire family wasn't on the helicopter with him. And then once they found out his daughter was on it, that's when it really started to like just like really hurt, and it started to become true. And then speaking to certain guys that was close to Kobe and hearing them break down, and them talking about everything that he did for them behind the scenes that Kobe never wanted to make public, and just conversations that he had with certain individuals, and you just kind of you realize like all of that is over with and is gone, and it's he's no longer with us, and the other passengers, like you just think about how, like I said, life is just fragile. Like everybody that boarded that helicopter had a full day plan. Like they had things that they were going to go do. They had a Monday plan. They had a whole week plan. They had a summer plan, and you just realize that in a matter of seconds, all of that is gone. And then you start to think about, for me, growing up a Kobe fan, you start to reminisce of, the last 20-something years. And then you start to reflect on your life and where you were when you first got introduced to Kobe and watching him grow and growing with him. Kobe's only 3 years older than me. So I literally grew up
when I was
together,
in my low Caesar mode, like having problems with it. He bodied it. Like every time you were just growing and learning, he spoke 5 languages. Oh man, this guy's the fucking man.
Right.
Yeah. It hurts because of that. You start to reminisce on all the years, all the memories, all the moments, and then it just becomes too much, and you're like, damn, like in a split second, all of that can be taken away. So that, I mean, for me, like I said, I was fucked up, and I couldn't get out of bed. Everybody, I think everybody, I didn't want to talk to nobody. I couldn't handle just having conversation because everybody know that.
Yo, fam, I got a whole segment on that we won't get into just because it's not the time for it. But I had plans Sunday night.
Yeah,
right.
And I was ignoring the people that I had the plans with, which I hate when people do that. And then as they were hitting me saying, yo, is this a dub? Are you coming? Like, it felt funny for me to say it, but I voice recorded and I said, yo, I'm the Kobe passing has me too fucked up to move.
Yeah.
And I didn't want that to come off odd to, you're talking to maybe women or people who just don't really know what Kobe meant to you as like a man.
Yeah.
But like all the men I know was twisted.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, but I do appreciate that. Like a lot of women, a lot of my female friends, they knew how I felt about Kobe and how I still feel about him.
Well, I'm just talking about the chicks that don't know me from a can of paint that just hit you.
But you can't
and think that your actions have something to do with them.
Yeah, but even in that, I try not to get upset. Like I got text messages and stuff from people that was just talking about stuff that was just totally irrelevant.
No, I
I didn't want it. But you can't because people really don't understand how much an athlete or somebody that you didn't really personally know can affect you.
Well, I get mad when people make anything about them.
Yeah, and that too.
That's what it is. So if you hit me talking about, you're not fucking with me because of this, like, fam, the whole world is mourning right now. Like it ain't about you or nothing about what you talking about right now.
But I was grateful for those that understood and they just checked up on me and sent messages.
What helped me with the grieving a little bit. And this is just how, they say the people that are truly in mourning are just all of us, because the person that has transitioned out of this dimension is all right. It helped me when I looked at grieving as like a very selfish act, because when I take myself out of it and what Kobe meant to me and the admiration that I had for him, and what I wanted to see. Sort of like Shaq spoke to, like wondering who Kobe would ask to bring him out for his Hall of Fame and inductee speech, envisioning them at 70 years old, 80 years old in the old folks' home trading stories. Like I be wanting to see shit like that. That's how I envision it.
Yeah.
But taking me out of it, what a life to live.
Yeah, very full life.
Yeah.
For real.
Like, talk about being fulfilled.
I mean, that's
Like
which kind of made that Tracy McGrady thing even eerier of him saying that Kobe once told him that he wanted to die young. He wanted to be immortalized.
I have an issue with that.
How so? Of Tracy saying that?
Yeah.
Fair. And
At the time he said it.
yeah, I can see your case there. And I was thinking maybe he probably said that to Tracy prior to being a family man and having a bunch of kids.
And that's my issue.
Of course, your mentality changes as far as your life when you have kids because you're no longer living for you. But
and even
still
if it don't, not to cut you off, and even if it don't, and even if that's true and you still want to transition early to be immortalized, no, you're not picturing it with your 13-year-old daughter.
of course not. And I don't think Tracy was trying to suggest that this is what Kobe wanted.
Then shut up.
Yeah, but no. Again, a lot of people are not even. They haven't. Their minds.
They
are
haven't
not
gathered
even,
their thoughts.
And that's why I think people are saying things and doing things, and I'm not putting much stock in it because I know a lot of people, especially someone like Tracy McGrady, who was his man, real cool with Kobe. His head is all in a fog right now, so I don't put much stock into things that people may say or do right now. But I do think that it's very important for us to continue to keep all of the families and personal loved ones like in our prayers, because this as hard as it is for us as just fans and people who loved Kobe and watched him from afar, like I can only imagine what his wife and his other daughters and the other people that were on board, their families, that pain is something that they have to, the whole world is watching. This is playing out in front of the world, and it's really like we're hurting, but they are going through an entirely different type of pain. So we have to continue to pray for them. Like I'm okay, but
Outer Belly had 2 other kids.
Yeah.
That don't have parents now.
Or a sibling.
Yeah.
Or a sibling. Yeah.
Did you guys get a chance to listen to Christina's husband speak?
Yeah.
I thought that was a really powerful interview, and he handled it extremely well, just explaining who his wife was and her legacy. And it kind of, to me, and I didn't want to bring everything back to Kobe the way all the reports kind of have, but it's just who we knew, so naturally that's how we feel.
Sure.
But I just thought the whole story of everyone in that helicopter, I just explained to family. Like, I've always joked that I don't know how to be a great parent with sports because I don't want to hang out with my kids' friends' parents just because I'm antisocial in that way. Like a joke, whatever.
Right.
I'm not Kobe Bryant. The way Kobe had dedicated...
No, you're not Mamba.
Not even close.
What's like the weakest snake?
Garter snake.
Gardener snakes.
Yeah,
they're nice.
maybe a little gardener.
The way he dedicated
white
everything to his daughter's basketball life and her friends' basketball lives, and just bringing people in as assistant coaches and like you're not an icon to live such a normal life in that way, I thought spoke really high things about Kobe in that degree.
And just what he was doing for basketball in general, like with his dedication to women's basketball, WNBA, doing the Mamba camp,
soccer, like he was all over.
Yeah.
And that's where I want to celebrate him.
Yeah,
because in all of these different interviews and excerpts you hear him just speaking to never wasting a second, always making the most of your time, always making the most with your day. Leaving it all out there. So when you hear 41, it sounds so young. It's so short lived.
Yeah.
But not when you are as well traveled as Kobe Bryant. Not when you are as tenured and experienced, and that was a long 41.
And not when you work as hard as he did. You gotta, like I said, we grew up. Like Kobe's 3 years older, so when I was a freshman in high school, he was the guy that everybody was talking about. Yo, this dude in Philly, he's great to go pro. So you literally watched him grow. So as you watch him grow, you're growing. So you see a lot of similarities. Like, okay, like now you get it. Like with Mike, it was a difference because Mike was already a grown man.
Yeah.
So it was a difference. It was like you were kind of looking at Mike like, but with Kobe,
and Mike hit all his dirt.
Right. But with Kobe, you're looking at it like...
What, Parks? One day,
Not that
y'all
time
will-
or place.
No, we're not doing that right now. We're not doing that right
That's
now.
all.
And we shouldn't.
But that's important
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I agree.
because Kobe had to
that's true.
face that.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
I
did.
agree.
Like what Mike had to face is different from what Kobe had to face, which
Absolutely.
is different from what LeBron has to face.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody goes through things differently. But the thing is, you realize putting an 18-year-old kid in that environment in Los Angeles,
Right.
Yeah,
like
that's
we know
wild.
what that does now. Like
I know what it does to 30-year-olds that are broke.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So you didn't look at it like that then. So to know that he came through all of that and was the man that he is, and it's just it's amazing.
Here's something else that gave me a nice laugh in my time of need. In my bed, just crying up a storm, watching ESPN with all this Kobe stuff, right? And fucking the Aaron Hernandez quarterback popped up in my head.
Why?
Fam, we would smack the shit out of Smush Parker if he popped up right now. Talking about some yo, ma'am. Yo, we would kill Kwame Brown if he popped up and wanted to share some secret Kobe stories. Right? Like, shut up.
Yo. And speaking of Kwame Brown and laughs in the middle of all this nonsense.
Yo, Kobe wanted to kill Kwame Brown.
They put it
And Mike, everyone wanted to
they
kill
put
Kwame Brown.
they put the date up of whatever game it was, and it said, and a picture of Kwame Brown and Kobe. It said Kwame Brown and Kobe combined for 62
Yeah.
points on this day. Kobe had 61. Kwame had 1 point.
Yeah. Do y'all think that they should change the NBA logo? I'll ask y'all that.
Yes.
I think there's other ways to
The only
honor
reason,
Kobe
The
in a
only
better
reason
way.
I'm not mad at that is because this is something that's been talked about for years. They've been talking about trying to change the logo for years. I just don't like people. This just happened. Like we just lost Kobe and his daughter and his friends on that flight. Like just 2-3 days ago. Let's just let things just take their time. We don't have to jump right into that. Like, just let things take their time. Let the families mourn. Let them have their services. Let them have their time. Then we could start talking about this discussion later down the line. I do feel like every game should have been canceled that day, though.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Watching
Totally
those players try to take the floor crying, and that was just too much.
Yeah, but it was one of them afternoon games. What was that? Houston, Denver. It was an afternoon game where they were on the court in the layup line when they found out.
Yeah.
That game I can understand it not being canceled.
Well, yeah.
The rest of them,
Yeah.
they should have went. I'm really glad that they postponed the Laker Clipper game.
Oh, I knew that was happening.
But why you ain't say in the group chat when I was trying to rush on to see it?
I wasn't
Oh,
looking
you
at
wasn't
my
even talking
phone.
about
Yeah,
it. You wasn't even in
yeah.
the group chat.
Yeah, but I knew that game wasn't happening. There's no way that the Lake organization would have been able to. That I knew that wasn't happening.
Y'all like all the tributes, the 8 and 24-second violations?
Oh, that was
Definitely.
Yeah,
beautiful.
I liked it a lot.
That was beautiful.
I loved what UConn did for Gigi.
Yeah,
Fucking
that was beautiful.
I like what Dallas did with retiring the jersey numbers.
Yeah,
I like
Mark
what
Cuban.
I'm-
Salute to Mark Cuban for that.
I like what I'm hearing about all the players kind of informally retiring the numbers 8 and 24. Like, y'all don't have to wait for the NBA.
Yeah, y'all can just
Y'all
not want
can
to choose to
not
wear it.
wear it.
Yeah.
Well, that speaks to again most of the players in the NBA today grew up
On
fans
Kobe.
of Kobe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, and that's why you can see that impact, and a lot of these. But it was the really sad part was hearing from the players that never met him, and like they was like, yo, he never. I just seen him like in the hallway, but he never spoke to me. Like, but I was like, damn, that's
Yeah.
my idol. And
Get
it's
your game
like,
up.
no, I agree, but it was just dope to hear them, just speak about how much just seeing him, like in person, meant to them. Like that to me, that was like it's just good. Like the players now in today's NBA, the respect that they gave and they showed for Kobe was really good to see.
I agree with you. I think the conversation about the NBA logo change is entirely too soon.
Way too soon.
Number one. But if
I agree, though,
But if
but way
I'm
too
forced to think about it, I agree, but only for business reasons. Like I thought that they should have changed the logo to Jordan's Jumpman long ago, until I
But they
heard
couldn't.
through the grapevine
Yeah.
that they can't.
They
Yeah,
can't.
no, that's
because
and all that shit.
they not letting us too much involved,
And then they
too
was talking
much
about
money, too
change it
much
to the
business.
fadeaway. and things like that. Like I said, this has been talks for at least 9 years.
And that's going to be the same. That's going to be the same case with LeBron, by the way. Like whatever LeBron's iconic logo is, he's charging you for it,
as he should.
You're not just going to use it. I like the Jerry West play in Kobe's career, so it makes sense.
Very supportive.
It makes sense there. He drafted Kobe, traded for Kobe.
I just read something. I don't know how true it is, but they just said that Jerry West came out and it was like he absolutely does not want to be the logo anymore.
Really? Jerry West has not wanted to be the logo for a long time now.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He don't care.
Well, also,
Well, he don't care versus he doesn't want to is a big difference.
is there any sport where a player is the logo?
No, that's the only one.
A specific player?
Man, who was the logo?
Well, I don't know
before
who the
Jerry
baseball.
West?
I don't think. That's
I don't think
specific
that's
person.
yeah.
Well, what's the NFL logo?
Just
The
a little
NFL,
shield shit.
yeah.
CT.
It should be.
That was a good shot.
Yeah, man, we still got to play the game.
that was-
Yeah, no. We still got a
We
pod.
didn't cancel the
That
game.
was a good shot. That was a good shot.
Yeah, too soon. Too soon for the logo change stuff.
Yeah.
Did anybody feel a way about TMZ's reporting of this?
I didn't hear any reports of this. Once I found out it was true, I just turned everything off.
So there was a. They were saying that TMZ got the news and broadcast it before telling his family.
Yeah, before the police were able to contact.
Well, that's the.
And if that's the case, how do we feel about that?
It's
It's disgusting.
it's classless.
It is.
It's not, I mean, but again, y'all
It-
know
it-
that this
it
is
should-
the era we're in.
it should be
Everybody
illegal.
wants to be the first to report something.
Oh yeah.
It
That's just where we at
should
now.
literally be illegal.
Yo, there was a
Like,
lot of that too. Boy, was y'all freestyling who was on that helicopter.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Everyone was on
That was so hurtful. I had to put the phone down.
That's
cut
why
the
I'm saying I
TV
cut,
off.
Yeah.
I cut everything off.
Because
I
y'all
didn't wanna,
wildin'.
It was
Y'all
like-
killed Rick Fox.
like,
Yeah.
come on, man.
I love Rick Fox.
Yeah, no, that was too much. It was just too much. People trying to report, be the first. It was just way too much.
And it was credible news outlets doing it. That was the
Yeah.
frustrating part. Like, why is ABC reporting all this misinformation?
because they
Just chill.
They care about traffic, not the truth.
I don't like them reporting on our traumas. I don't.
Yeah, I understand.
I don't like TMZ, but I get it. I get the game.
Yeah.
I get it, and I am appreciative that somebody lets us know when something happened to our heroes. But it's just a certain callousness to me about it. That's how I read it. Like, I feel like one of ours would have maybe prepared us a little bit. Like, don't breaking news this to me.
They were doing their job, but there has to be a way they could have been a little bit more considerate to the families. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
Should
like-
absolutely, the family should absolutely be. They should be
It should be a
notified
priority.
first before any media outlet reports anything.
Well, the LA chief,
should- it
the
should
LA
be
chief
the
shitted on.
rules.
They shitted on TMZ and said,
Yeah.
totally unacceptable that y'all are breaking news before we have had time to alert the family.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's how the family found out, but in a worst case scenario, boy, I'd hate to be scrolling my phone and see that my loved one, my
Yeah.
nah. Boy, my heart goes out to the families of everybody that was on board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't imagine the pain. Like, yeah, this hit me as a fan of sports. Second, this hit me as a parent first. Like, it's all of our worst fear is being in that moment with your child. Shit, I was on my way over here with my kid looking up every second like, nope, fuck that. Wrong day for a crash, buddy. How you live is how you die, though. That's what else helped me with this tragic time. How you live is how you die. So how I picture it up there, I picture Kobe being the fearless leader that he's always been.
Sure.
I picture him attempting to troubleshoot the entire situation and calm everyone on board like I've always known him to do. I picture him grabbing his daughter and clutching her and saying, this is going to be all right. that's just how I picture it up there. And I have no reason to believe that it didn't occur that way. I've watched this man move that way for X amount of years.
Right.
Yeah.
When you're a leader, you lead in every situation.
Yeah, no, 100%. 100%. I can't wait to see if they find that iPad and see if there's any helpful information on there. They say that the crash scene was too dangerous for people to even go and search immediately after.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But they went back. They say they found everybody. It's just nothing else to say, man. It's nothing else to say. Not the way I wanted to start a pod. And I miss him.
Yeah.
And I miss him. Like Kobe was, I just seen Kobe at Puff's party. Mm-hmm. And was hype about it.
Of course.
Like in a room full of celebrities, in a room full of multimillionaires and billionaires, some of them, in a room full of people that got to put on all the jewelry in the world in hopes of being noticed by somebody, Kobe stood out like a sore thumb.
That's Kobe.
It's Kobe.
And
I'm sure everyone around goes, yo, you saw Kobe?
And I looked,
Like-
and I looked over there, and see, it's just a different level of respect. I looked over there and had so much respect that I said, I'm not walking over there.
Yeah. One of those.
It's one of those.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
I'm not even
saying?
going to play myself.
Man, let Kobe rock, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I can't imagine what Vanessa's going through. I can't imagine what any of the family members of all the people on board are going through. It's my worst nightmare, and y'all are in my prayers.
Yeah.
Heavily.
Same.
Heavily.